So you can take a seat or lie down, closing the eyes, opening the palms, and taking a few deep breaths. And then resting your awareness to the breath, relaxing into your body, softening into your form, and starting to notice a stillness. Recognizing that presence and being present is a stillness that you can feel, sense, even hear, that all of your senses can actually perceive the stillness. And this is presence. And from this presence, we can actually start to allow life to show us who and what we are, or how it feels to be source. And like I always say, everything that is coming up within you is actually leaving and lifting off, and a foundation is being revealed. And in the middle of that, you're none of the things that are washing through your awareness. You're not your mind, your emotions, your body, like your form also will fall away. But that which we are tapping into is eternal. It cannot actually die. So then when you start to uncover it and when you start to know yourself as it, and I can promise you it's the most delicious part of you. It's the most delicious part of your human experience. So once you lean into that and know yourself as that, then you also see that death is nothing but shifting a form, just something falling away, but the source remaining, the source continuing. It's a continuum. Now, whatever is coming up on every level, you just let it. You may start to feel a coolness, fear leaving the body, tears of bliss, tears of sadness, heat, um, a warm feeling in the heart, pulsating, tingling, vibrating, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you just are fully available for it. And actually, in every moment, what matters is just your full availability with it and to it. So to not push back on it. And almost to embrace every facet and aspect of this moment that you can sense and be aware of as if you fully and completely chose it. And this is where your attention starts to get freed up to notice your soul, your source, the stillness, the love, this loving neutrality that is woven through everything. It's not belonging to any specific form. It's present everywhere equally. And this is our source. So this presence, this being, this one emanation, this soul, however you want to call it, it's everywhere. And all of the rest of it is our interpretations of that singular expression. And the moments that you live closest to this true love is the moments when you can actually start to notice that it is the foundation of everything. I sometimes call it the source code of reality, just because I think it sounds very mysterious. Ooh, the source code of reality. It's the foundation of reality, the foundational pulsation of reality. And actually, when we don't do anything with life, it starts to fall back into that source pulsation. And I think that once you start to realize that and recognize that mechanism, it is super beautiful. Now, it has come to my awareness that loneliness is something that many people still struggle with, feeling alone, walking life alone. And I can tell you that even people in partnerships feel lonely. Humanity is feeling very lonely. And I gave a session the other day, and then I started to say something along the lines of the source of the loneliness doesn't lie in the external reason that you put to it. I'm alone, I'm lonely because I'm walking the streets alone. I'm lonely because this person left me. I'm lonely because of what happened in 1987. what I feel is that the core loneliness that we carry as a species actually is the loneliness from this first rip away from the love that we were. So when you think about it, there's a big pool of love that is creation. Before you are born, you actually consciously know yourself as a part of that. And then by descending into a form, there is seemingly a rip from that. And we feel lonely because we feel cut off from the source of love that we are. And yet, what are we doing? We think we feel lonely because people passed away. We think we feel lonely because we don't have a partner to share life with. We think we feel lonely because whatever that is, okay, because we're not recognized, whatever it is. But actually, the loneliness can only ever take up residence in your system as long as you hold on to the illusion of that first rip, that core, that first separation from this source of love. Now, of course, in truth, you could never be separated from that because you are that and you've always been that. But if one returns to the conscious experience of this pure love, of this emanation, this oneness, this connectivity, loneliness doesn't exist. So the moment that you tap into the pure experience of soul, of your source, of the love that you are, there cannot exist any loneliness. So just taking a breath and recognizing that we can let go of all of the narratives around loneliness, and we can start to see that the only reason why loneliness keeps on being an experience that we recycle is because we haven't fully housed the love that we are. We haven't fully allowed this core essence, this core energy, this foundation of who and what we are to just pulsate and vibrate through our bodies. So breathing and relaxing, and today just allowing ourselves to step into clarity in regards to loneliness. Seeing yourself laying in front of you all of the reasons why you believe you're lonely. Becoming aware of all of the stories that you tell yourself around this loneliness. And I promise you that if the reason were to be because I don't have a life partner, there are people that do that feel completely lonely and miserable too. And there are even people that have the most loving life partners and they still feel lonely. So misdiagnosing the source or the cause of the loneliness keeps you searching in the wrong places, keeps you actually looking at the illusion for the solution. And it doesn't lie there. Nothing actually lies there outside you. So when you have that very clear, this source of the loneliness that you have placed with people, with situations, with the stories you tell yourself, see if you can humbly and lovingly ask creation to just lift that up and out of you. Just seeing them all dissolve and melt, because this is not why you carry the loneliness. This is just an external something that you falsely contributed to the loneliness. And we don't need to do that anymore. Keep on breathing and relaxing. And as all of these external reasons are melting away, your body starts to release everything, all the survival it held on to. Because we've held on to so much survival because we wanted to attract someone so we didn't have to feel alone. Many of us really, we held on to so much survival because we wanted to be seen by others so that we wouldn't feel alone. And so also recognizing that what's leaving after you let go of all of these things is actually the survival charge that you felt you needed to hold on to be seen, for somebody to come into your life and complete you, or whatever it is that you told yourself, right? The classic human beings are finding belonging through suffering. We don't need to do that. We actually totally don't need to find belonging through suffering. We can find belonging through the heart. And when you allow the love that you are to land fully and completely in your experience, you start to see that you belong with everything. And this is what we are stepping into. So, step 1, laying it all out there. Step 2, letting it dissolve. Step 3, becoming aware of the survival that is moving through you in regards to all of that. Now, then all of a sudden starting to notice with absolute clarity that there is no possibility for you to be in the experience of the truth of your source and the source of reality and carry loneliness. So then there is a direct correlation between the degree of loneliness you feel and the degree that you haven't committed to allowing this love to being inside your body. And maybe you have committed, but it hasn't fully landed yet. And that's not wrong or bad, because certain things are so deeply ingrained, certain patterns and ideas about reality, no matter how off or false they actually are, how distorted they actually are, they're so deeply ingrained. So we have to keep on committing and coming back to this, right? But the more you commit to the truth that you are this love, that you actually never left this love, that this core separation that we just diagnosed as the reason for the loneliness, which has nothing to do with the world of form and phenomenon. It's this very first rip that seemingly moves you away from the source of all things. So that illusion, we are starting to actually now unwind. We're starting to dispel the illusion of that initial rip, because actually it wasn't real. You never left the love. You could never possibly leave the love. Nobody can give you the love. You already are the love. So breathing and relaxing and allowing your whole body to be flooded with this pure love of creation, this soft, moving, quiet, vibrant, neutral, loving essence. And recognizing that life and everything about life is about returning you to this. This is also why we don't have to fight with our now moment. We can just experience it, because in the experience, the survival can move through and up and out. In the now moment, you have the opportunity to fully choose what's in front of you, lay your awareness to the being, the presence, the loving neutrality. And from that place and space, let's just create, let's just allow for the flowing in of this warmth, this pure love. And then when you start to feel that, you start to perceive that in everything and everyone. And this then also completely shifts our relationship with romantic love, as if there is this person that is going to save us, that is going to complete us, that is going to be for us and only us, whatever that is. That's not love, that's attachment, that's need, that's ownership, that's fear, right? So we have fully and completely pretended that this romantic love, this love, is actually love when it's just fear in a jacket. And this is because we haven't known ourselves as the source of love. So when you know yourself as a source of love, there is this warm, quiet feeling that is with you, in you, as you, and that you then also receive out of your surroundings. You can feel it around a parent, around a child, around a neighbor, around nature, around things, around the one that you spend your life with, right? But you can start to feel it everywhere. Mm. So putting the love back inside you, or realizing that the love was never outside you. And when you realize it's inside you, actually it's everywhere because you are everything. You are connected to everything. You are connected to everyone. That is oneness. And really starting to land in this calm, loving neutrality. And seeing that it washes away your stories, what for whatever reason you keep on telling yourself. And whatever you keep on telling yourself and believing, you keep having to suffer through. And all the while, your soul and the truth of you and the essence is just dancing around it. And so when you let this love in, it's not only that the loneliness collapses in on itself, your whole mental marination collapses in on itself. It brings you presence. It brings you the ability to be available for the stillness, for the movement, for the warmth, for the joy, for the lightheartedness of life. And this is what we are stepping into. And it's a way of being that is really starting to step more to the forefront. So recognizing that, recognizing the moments where you can clearly already feel that. And then my question to you is, if you have clearly already felt it more than once, that this is true, that wow, when I recognize myself as a source of it, when I allow myself to be in the soul space, then all the other levels, they fall away. So then my question is, why are we then still committing to the topics, to the different people in our lives, to the idea that we are carrying pain and it's so hard, to the idea that we need to solve problems, right? When we know that if we take a breath and we're really ready to drop that for a moment and to notice the beauty of our being, to notice the love that we are connected to feel completely free, yet it is so hard for so many people to commit to the freedom instead of wanting this person, to commit to the freedom instead of wanting this job, to commit to the freedom instead of wanting this recognition. We constantly want what we want. We constantly want egoically what we want to see, to push that into our lives. And this is not where the wisdom lies. Actually, when you can see every moment of life appearing in front of you as it is, and you just fully and completely and wholeheartedly choose that, I want nothing more and nothing less than exactly this, and poof, you're in the soul space. And poof, everything starts to collapse in on itself. This is something worth committing to. This is something worth repeating, right? So from today on, no longer being able to escape how much time of your day you're still spending pushing your personal agenda onto the perfect unfolding instead of embracing what is in front of you, no longer pushing back and falling into your essence, falling into your being. And when you fall into your being, you start to really feel what love is. Love is not relational, it's creational. Love is not relational, it's foundational. And you are at the source of your experience. And this is where your life becomes so light and simple. If you want it to be, if you will allow it to be. But as long as you're more committed to the topics, to pushing your agenda onto life, to looking at life through the lens of the lack, the scarcity, the dissatisfaction, you can't have it both. At some moment, you have to be willing to give it up. If you want to stay anchored in being, in essence, in the soul, you have to give it up. And it doesn't mean that you don't experience things. It doesn't mean the body doesn't go through things. It doesn't mean emotionally you don't go through things, but you're giving up on the noise that you are creating, the constant noise that we are creating, the constant interpretations that we bring to a reality that is simply an experience. And this is a soulful way of living. And then it also becomes quite lighthearted because no matter what it actually is, if you know and feel experientially that you are the foundation of everything, that it was there before you were born, as you were alive, as you will die, then even death is not the end of anything. And this opens up a whole new way of truly living. Because until we cannot embrace that and feel that and surrender into that, we're actually not really living. We're actually afraid. So, funnily enough, when you are ready to let go of everything, and when you're ready to fully commit to this unity, this being, this part of you that has nothing to do with you on a personal level, it starts to be so much easier to actually be present with life, to enjoy it, to not get stuck everywhere, to not think you have to fix everything and figure out everything and find solutions to everything. And you let go of this whole idea of me and all my topics, me and my life, me and so much me, 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 me. No, it's like poof. You poof from the me into the us. You poof from the personal into the universal. So maybe today we humbly and lovingly ask for that which still gets us stuck in something. It can be a person, it can be a question of future, it can be something that happened in the past, it can be a job thing, a location thing, an illness. Humbly and lovingly asking for that to also no longer draw our attention away from the truth of the unity, of the love, of the beauty. Because victimhood cannot exist in truth. Loneliness cannot exist in truth. The idea that someone is completing you cannot exist in truth. Truth is equality. Truth is the ultimate unity. Truth is liberation. Starting to feel that in your body. Starting to receive that. I'm willing to give up everything. Be willing to give up everything to have who and what you actually are. Because I can tell you that nothing's going to stay, nothing's going to last. I'm going to die, and a few generations from now, nobody will even remember I ever lived. So let's connect to what's real, and let's truly live from love instead of from fear. Let's be willing to give up the things that we egoically feel we need and want most, and I can promise you there is an ocean of blessings on the other end. Giving up the thing you want most in life gives you everything. It sounds like a contradiction, but the thing that pulls you the most away from the present moment because you feel you need to have it, because you get stuck in your mind around it constantly, this is the thing to give up. And life will catch you, love will find you, the universe will meet you there. Because you're just aligning with the part in you that is already the universe, that is already the love, that is already the connection, the connectivity, the oneness. Allowing now that source code of reality to fill your brain. Spacious brain, just available. No more need for mental marination, no more need for looping stories, no more need for any of that. Just clarity, just staying clear, capable, clear, meeting the now. The body, soft, open, tender, warm, fuzzy, adorable. Your energy, twinkling, sparkling, joyous, vibrant. There is nothing needed for that. Not a successful career, not a husband or wife, not money, Not anything really, not even life. I mean, we need the form to experience it in form, but even in the absence of the form, the truth will still remain. So from today on, there's no more reason to not be in it, I would say. Allowing that to ripple out, pulsate into the room that you're in, into your street, your neighborhood, starting to feel that essence of reality everywhere, in your country, in your continent, in the globe, and of course, infinitely beyond. There is no place where it is not. There is no place where you are not. So today, dispelling the illusion of this core separation from the love of creation by coming down in this reality, by coming down into this reality. That wasn't real. No longer needing to hold on to that separation, and therefore no longer needing to hold on to any separation. Living in love, from love, as love, in connection with everything. Dissolving the loneliness, dissolving the need to push back at your reality, dissolving everything that was based in fear and separation. Taking a breath. And on the exhale, start moving down through the layers of the earth, spotting your continent, your country, city, village, street, neighborhood, your house, your room, your body, and letting all of that energy fall through your midline into the body, from the pelvis into the earth, anchoring yourself here, connected to this soil, connected to this body, connected to this experience, but no longer defined by any of it, realizing you never were. And you don't have to get stuck anywhere anymore. Yay. Opening your eyes, keeping the gaze soft, and slowly bringing your awareness all the way back. Thank you.